Oh, we're almost done. Hang in there. We're almost through the month. Day 28, chapter 28, he whose walk is blameless is kept safe, but he whose ways are perverse will suddenly fall. That's verse 18. You may think you are not being observed, but you are. God is watching, and usually others are too. And he, God, will either preserve you if your ways please him, or he'll trip you up if your ways are not what they should be. You can't fool God. What's more, you don't want people going to God to tell him about you and your misdeeds or bad attitude. Is there any area where you are actually sabotaging your own success? Now, to see someone who suddenly fell due to perverse ways, take a look at a man named Haman in Esther chapter 7, verses 5 through 8. Now, the story, you got to read it, but Haman was plotting against the Jews. He had tricked the king into signing the death decree for all the Jews, and now Esther is trying to reverse that and appealing to the king. So it says, King Xerxes asked Queen Esther, "Who is he? Where is he, the man who has dared to do such a thing?" And Esther said, "An adversary and an enemy, this vile Haman." Then Haman was terrified before the king and queen. The king got up in a rage, left his wine, and went out into the palace garden. But Haman, realizing that the king had already decided his fate, stayed behind to beg Queen Esther for his life. And just as the king returned from the palace garden to the banquet hall, things are not going good for Haman. Haman was falling on the couch where Esther was reclining. And the king exclaimed, "Will he even molest the queen while she is with me in the house?" As soon as the word left the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. Oh, Haman had been in the king's good graces, but suddenly he fell as a warning to all of us that God is not a fool and sees what we are doing and even knows what we are thinking. That was a pretty heavy word today, so come on back tomorrow. Maybe I'll try to have something lighter for you, but it is the word of the Lord. See you then.